Hi everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Hope you're doing well out there. Welcome to another Train Sim World live stream. Today we're taking a first look at the latest release, the latest route that's been added to the game. That route in question is the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley route by the third-party developer All Aboard Studios. So we're going to take a look at what is officially the longest UK route to be added to Train Sim World so far. We're going to see what it's like. So yeah, it's currently on sale at a rather steep price of £32.99 in the UK. A little bit much considering 20 odd miles of this route has already been featured in Train Sim World. That is the section going from Stafford to Crewe, which was from the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe route, or as I like to call it, the West Coast Main Line West Midlands. So, yeah. But anyway, let's get into the game and see what we have on offer. So we've got two timetables here, a reduced one and the full one, which has 470 playable services. As you can see, it's pretty packed passenger-wise. You've got, if you have the West Coast Main Line South route, as well as West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe, you get to use all four variants of the Class 350 electric multiple unit. The 350-4 is the version that comes with this route as standard, along with the Avanti West Coast Class 807 Evro. The Transport for Wales multiple units, the 150-2 and the 153, they come in to this timetable courtesy of the Cardiff City network route. They literally do empty stock moves, as well as being AI in and around Crewe. The Class 158 from the Midland Main Line that also plays a similar, if not identical, role to the two Transport for Wales multiple units. The Northern Trains Class 323, you can operate some interesting empty stock moves during the evening, as well as the late morning. The Rail Operations Group Class 37, which I brought yesterday on a discount. I bought it for like £2, and it adds a couple of empty stock moves from Nuneaton to Crewe and Crewe to Crewe South Yard. The Avanti West Coast Class 390, that adds 87 services, playable services I should say. Both variants, the 9 coach unit and the 11 coach variant, they both add quite a few services to this route. Of course, for Class 390, Pendolino is a loco add-on, and it runs up and down the line, operating lots of passenger services with different start and end points, different stopping points as well. So some different gameplay for you to do there. The Class 805 Evro, that has 39 services, conducting similar services to the Class 390. Same can be said for the Class 807, which has less services. This has 28 compared to 39 and 87. So it doesn't play as much as a role as you would think. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Has a few variations of services there for you to enjoy throughout the day. The Voyager, that adds 2 services, a couple of cross-country services from Crewe to Stafford. One in the morning and one approaching 6 p.m. And the Class 66 diesel electric locomotive is an interesting one. If you have the Great Western Express variant, that has 7 services operating some cargo. What is it? Cargo, Deutsche Bahn cargo freight services and container trains as well. The EWS one has exactly the same number of services, but interestingly, if you have the DRS liveried Class 66, the direct rail services Class 66, that's from the what is it? The Class 66 pack livery pack made by Rivet Games. I've never been really interested in buying it. I'd only pick it up if it would be made useful on other routes, and it's proven to be the case. It adds nuclear services to the Riviera line, as well as a ton of services, loads of freight services, compared to the Deutsche Bahn red variant Class 66. So lots of shunting moves in particular, as well as container services, DRS services from Daventry to Crewe. So a lot of freight services for you to enjoy there. Mostly shunting, but when you do get out on the main line and operate some freight services, they are quite long. At least over an hour and a half. That's for sure. So, I think we're going to take... what should we take out for a spin? I think we will take out the Class 350-4. Sadly, it hasn't got any official branding, but, you know, what can you do? And I think we will do... Let's just do a service from... where's that one? London Euston to Crewe, 7:15. That sounds good to me. So we'll stick it on custom weather, have a bit of cloud, usual bits and bobs. What's cool in this timetable is that the third-party developer All Aboard Studios have actually listed the stations you'll be stopping at. So if you want to stop at a specific station, you could just look through the service list and find the journeys that have a list of stations that you wish to stop at, or a particular station that you want to stop at, which is cool. That's a nice touch. Hopefully that gets portrayed in other Train Sim World routes in the future. It also has scenarios. There's a lot of collectibles. I think more collectibles than any other UK Train Sim World route, and has one of those mastery tile thingamabobs that I haven't been able to unlock yet. I've tried, but yeah, haven't had a chance to complete them all in a short space of time. Hey Banana Craft, it's great to see you again. Hope all is well with you, and to everyone tuning in. Hopefully everyone has had a good start to the new week that is upon us, wherever you are around the world. There we go. Okay, so this is a London North Western Railway service from Milton Keynes to Crewe. Okay, and those are the stations we're stopping at. Pretty much all the stations on the line. Before I do go further, I will put the motion blur on to aid the game's performance and the stream as well. So we'll turn on instrument lights, the headlights, put the reverser in, reverser to the forward position, reduce the brakes a little bit, and we'll open the doors and let the passengers board the train or light. So we've got the screen here, similar to the 350-1, 2 and 3. There we go. Put the lighting on for the passengers. we'll stand up here and we'll head to this part of the cab when we switch on the safety systems. And what I notice immediately is that the textures or the graphics on this particular unit are much sharper. When I mean that, I don't mean like blurry textures. I mean like just like when you get up close. Like,
welcome aboard this London Northwestern Railway Service 2.
That's a bit loud in my ears. I do apologise. So yeah, this train, similar to the Class 807 that has announcements on the train as well as the platforms, which is wonderful. But I will turn them off just so I don't get distracted. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just the texture itself on the unit, in the cab in particular, I've noticed there's a big increase in fidelity, which is fantastic. I'll just lock the doors, I should say. So this is Milton Keynes, similar to, if not identical, scenery as was shown in West Coast Main Line South, which, when did that come out? Was it nearly 2 years ago? Good grief. But yeah, the 350-4 looks pretty sharp. Got a bit of weathering on the front there.
Is an operation of this station. The purpose of security and safety management.
What's interesting about this particular variant of 350 is that All Aboard Studios said, and I think said on their website, as well as I think a previous stream they conducted on Dovetail's YouTube channel, is that this does have new sounds, which when I took out the Class 350-1, 2, and 3 versions, the sounds weren't particularly great. They were accurate, no doubt, but they just sounded a little bit tinny to me, like they lacked a bit of depth. This, though, is a much different story. So our first stop is Rugby. It's 31 miles away. So this is the map. This is Milton Keynes down here. Nuneaton shouldn't be too far away, he says. Is that it there? That's sorry, not Nuneaton, Wolverton. That is a station we won't be stopping at. But for the purpose of this stream, I will stop at the station and take a look around. So I think other than Wolverton, we'll be stopping at all the other stations on the way. Speed limit has increased to 110 miles per hour. So rather annoyingly, this section of track was meant to serve Northampton, but for some reason it's been completely omitted from the route, which is a bit of a shame, really. I would have liked to have seen that included, but there you go. I have no idea why it was omitted. But yeah, just showing you the rest of the map. Obviously, this is our first official station stop, Rugby. Not too far actually from Wolverton, so I'll get ready to stop. Oh, great, Banana Craft. I'm glad you're doing well. been good. Borrowing away at work and watching a few World Cup matches. I watched the Netherlands play last night against Japan. Speaking of Japan, we still haven't got the first Japanese route in Train Sim World. It was meant to come out in spring. Obviously spring has long since passed and we're in the summer.
For your safety, please be aware that some platforms at this station have no or only
Okay. Oh no, don't open the doors, you fool.
Once the train arrives,
Okay, so this is
please mind the step from
the
the
first station
onto the
on the
train.
route, Wolverton. Let's have a look around. Is that meant to be like a little park down there? Not sure. Quite a bit of action already at this time in the morning. A few Advantage West Coast trains and freight trains going about, which is great. These are obviously new builds. These are flats or maybe some local businesses that rent out the space. Big offices maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see the road there going over the track. As well as a big, what's that, 5G cell tower. But the distant scenery looks remarkable. Look at that. We've got a little river down here. Flowing through Wolverton. And as always, the overhead line equipment looks tremendous. Same for signage, signals. Top notch, as always, from the team at All Aboard Studios. And they have not skipped out on clutter and foliage, which is just great to see. As far as the station is concerned, it's got the stop boards, shelters, posters, station building itself, which I imagine would be home to maybe some local coffee shops or something like that. We've got the PIS displays that do work, which is great. And this is the car park here. Very well done, I have to say. Can't take the free cam any further, but you can see here that the sign there in the exterior of the station. Would have been nice to have seen it opened up maybe. That's one of the collectibles there. Collecting potato and chips, is it? Yeah, as far as this station is concerned, we're off to a good start. Excellent start. Right, that's that station taken care of. Let's continue. I don't think we've got any other stations that we aren't going to stop at. Yeah, it should be okay, yeah. So this here is the huge freight terminal, Drift, as it's known as for short. That is where the DRS freight services will mostly start or end. Massive yard for container intermodal trains, among many others. And for some reason There's a little speck of track all the way out in no man's land. I tell you, I cannot wait for Just Trains' West Coast Main Line Preston Crewe to Preston, I should say, which comes out this week. I'm very excited for that. Interestingly, that route is cheaper than this, which is unusual for a Just Trains route. I mean, it's shorter, much shorter than this, but has more services and is certainly more freight focused. No doubt about that. And plus, it's in 1980s. BR Blue Glory. What could possibly go wrong? It's an abandoned station. Just passed. So we're a 8-coach train. Sorry, a 12-coach train. 3 sets of 4 connected together. And what's great, of course, is if you have the other Class 50 variants, you'll see different lengths of train as well. Single 4-coach unit, 2 sets connected together, 3 sets connected together, so there's a lot of variation there, you will see. But certainly if you love operating high-speed services, be it freight or passenger, then this route is for you, no doubt about it. And what's really cool is that if you own the Class 805 Evro multiple unit, which was also produced by All Aboard Studios, that adds a 2025 timetable to the West Coast Main Line South, and because the timetable included with the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley is from 2025, in theory you could do a complete run from London Euston to Crewe on the same timetable, exact same service. The only issue is you'll have to just jump from route to route, even via the route hopping thing, which I think is included. I know route hopping has been omitted from some previous releases, or has been absent from them for some reason. But for West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, and I believe for the upcoming West Coast Main Line Crewe to Preston, route hopping will be included. Another thing I've noticed since I started playing this, I've been doing little pockets of services here, and nothing major, not like passenger service, just some empty stock moves and looking around the depots. I've noticed the performance is a lot smoother on release compared to the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe. I mean, that was All Aboard Studios' first ever product, so it was going to have some teething troubles. I think, lessons have been learned from that re-release, and it's been carried over to this re-release, which is great. It's a lot smoother. I have no blurry textures yet either, which is a surprise to me. So the plan is I'll do this service to Crewe, and once I've finished this service at Crewe, I'll jump into the Class 807 and do a return journey back to Milton Keynes and see how that performs. Pendolino. Siding there on the left hand side. The Blissworth Tampa Stabling siding, to be exact. I'm not sure there's any tunnels on this route. That'll be interesting to find out if there is any. I think there was... is it 2 tunnels on West Coast Main Line South? And I think there was 1 tunnel on West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe. I think it was just as you left Birmingham New Street. But for this route I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. We've got 17 miles to go to our first official stop, which is Rugby. The track ballast as well looks really, really good. The tracks are bedded in nicely. Barn there, by the looks of it. There is a farm. Just went past. I think this route, if you combine all of the AI and playable services together, I think this has less services than Birmingham to Crewe. Oh, there's a tunnel. That's answered my question. I'll just double check if the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe does have more services or not. Let me check. We need that one there, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the Birmingham to Crewe route actually has more services. I do apologise, I got that wrong. More playable services than this route. Birmingham to Crewe has 522, I think. Well, I might be wrong, because with the 2025 timetable, there's 575 playable services. Altogether, that's 2,000 services. That's including AI as well for Birmingham to Crewe. For West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, that has 478 playable services, but has a bigger timetable overall, which has 2,301. So Birmingham to Crewe, you get more playable services, but you get a less busier timetable overall. Even with the new 2025 timetable, if you own the Class 805 add-on. Got 10 miles to go to Rugby, our first station stop. See a wind turbine in the distance there. That's loud in my headset. Very loud. Canal. Couple of wind turbines there and motorway. On the right hand side, not sure which motorway that is. Is it the M6? I don't know. I don't know motorways very well, other than the ones I use. There's another wind turbine on the left. Foliage next to the track looks wonderful. Dense, detailed. It's got weeds, shrubs, bushes, maybe the odd flower here and there. Trees, of course. It's great. We've got different viewpoints as well. GSMR radio, which you can mess around with. Brightness and all that jazz. They've also got train management system, the isolation panel. A tunnel. This looks to be a long one. It's a shame they don't, on the map, it's a shame the tunnels don't have labels. On the old train sim mod routes, well, not on the maps that Dovetail provided at least, for say Northern Transpennine, they listed the names of the tunnels. But they don't do that anymore. They used to. Driven 35 miles. Level 4 already. I haven't unlocked the mastery scenery tile for this route, but if you look on the mastery menu on Tradesim World, it seems like the picture of the mastery scenery tile itself, while not completely visible, the outlines seem to resemble some sort of market stool or stalls. Where that could be, I don't know. It seems to resemble market stalls, a local marketplace or something like that. My other guess was it could be buses, but I honestly don't know. Just the substation there, I think we just passed. Frame rate's dipping a little bit here. We're getting closer to rugby. Of course, rugby, the name of where the sport originated. Rugby. I don't know anything about rugby. I mean, I know a bit about rugby, like... I mean, the women did well. They won the Rugby World Cup, didn't they, last year? And they even got a train named after them, I believe. Other than that, no, I mean, crikey, rugby. Do I know any teams, rugby teams? I know Saracens in London and Exeter Chiefs. I think they're one of the best rugby teams in the country. I think. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on the final approach to rugby. Should just come round this bend. A bit of a dip here. 0.7%, 0.7% downhill gradient. What will be going under, I wonder? Briefly there. See if we can reduce the speed a little bit more. There we go, 40 miles per hour. So that's platform 3 on the right hand side. This is platform 2 we're pulling it onto now. Just got to find our board, stopping board. Are we stopping right at the end of the platform? Maybe we are. Okay, we are at rugby.
Western Railway service to Crewe, calling at Nuneaton,
Rugby.
Atherstone, Tamworth.
Well, the
Lichfield,
announcements
Trent
work on
Valley,
the station, so that's
Rugeley,
good.
Trent Valley, Stafford, and Crewe.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a
Long platforms here at rugby. That's platform
The train
1.
at platform 2 is the 0739.
Signs there.
London
PIS displays at the end there.
service to Crewe, calling at
Yeah, the
Atherstone,
roads down there don't look bad at all. Look at that.
Lichfield, Trent Valley, Rugeley, Trent
Brilliant. Nicely built street. Even got a low bridge. Markings there. Brilliant. Angelino's coming in. A couple of parking, disabled parking spaces here. Nice. This has been detailed. This has got a detailed interior. Got
Rugby, Stoke-on-Trent,
bars and arrows.
Macclesfield, Stockport, and Manchester Piccadilly. Platform 1 for the
Yeah, you can
0744 Avanti
go through the
West
gates,
Coast service to
through the
Manchester Piccadilly.
under the railway
Platform 1 for
to
the
whatever platform
0744
you
Avanti
wish.
West Coast service to
And you've even
Manchester
got a workable
Piccadilly.
lift.
Calling at Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield, Stockport, and
maybe
Manchester
not.
Piccadilly. the train at platform 1.
The lift does work, doesn't it?
Doors closing.
4, Avanti
It does.
West Coast service
There we
to Manchester Piccadilly, calling at Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield,
Here's a little
Stockport,
waiting
and
room.
Manchester Piccadilly. Will passengers intending
And there
to
is
travel on
the
the service,
Pendolino
please join
about
the
to
train
charge
now,
out of the
as it is
station.
ready to leave. Platform 1 for the 0744 Avanti West Coast service to Manchester Piccadilly, which is ready to leave. Please be aware that opportunist thieves operate at this station.
Interestingly, the
and across the railway
PIS
network.
colours are
Do not
orange
become
and
a
not
victim of
white.
crime. Please
text.
also note that in the interests of safety, cycling, skateboarding and rollerblading are not permitted anywhere on the station.
This must be 4 and 5 platform. Yes, good. Really, really good. Train's leaving, and so will we. Time for us to leave. Okay, the next station stop is Nuneaton. That's 14 miles away. So let's get cracking. So Nuneaton is here. That's where it is. Seems we've got a freight train off to Northampton. Another Pendolino. Lovely. Chunky cooker. Can't beat it. So the speed limit is increased to 100 miles per hour. I think the maximum speed limit you can get on this route is 110, maybe? I'm not too sure. Either way, it's still pretty fast. So you get 11 stations on this route. The exact same number, funny enough, as Birmingham to Crewe. And I think all we need now to complete the Midlands West Coast Main Line kind of set is the section from is it Rugby? No, not Rugby. Is it Wolverton to Birmingham? Let me double check that. Must be. I think it is, surely. Let me just check. Yeah, it's Birmingham. So the tracks would, if you want to go to Birmingham New Street, you dive up here and go up through the likes of Coventry and through, past Birmingham International Airport and things like that. And then you join up with the Birmingham Cross City line briefly upon entry into Birmingham New Street. And I bet you that's the next route they're going to make. Motherboard Studios. I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's only naturally continue the West Coast mainline journey if you like, slowly connecting up all their routes together, albeit the separate routes. Get down the speed here. As the track merges onto our path. Was 4 tracks, now it's down to 3. We can increase the speed again to 110 miles per hour. I'd be very interested to see how this route will perform under, like, heavy rain, fog, snow, those kind of conditions. Give this route a proper workout. Got just under 8 miles to go to Nuneaton. I think I'll check the scores in the World Cup. See how Belgium is doing to what is it? Egypt. Oh, it's 1-1 at the moment. I've been keeping an eye out. Not only for when England play on Wednesday, but teams have been drawn in a sweepstake. Family one, of course, not a work one. Couldn't be bothered for the work one. But for the family one, I thought, yeah, a bit of fun, take part in it. So the teams I've got for my family sweepstake World Cup draw, I have been given Australia, Iraq, of all countries, and Senegal. So 3 teams from 3 different continents: Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. I've also watched, what was the game I watched in the early hours on Sunday morning? Scotland. I watched Scotland play as well in Boston. Strange because the Scotland fans took, I think, an MBTA train from Boston South, so, and Trent said, well, we could kind of replicate that kind of service, a World Cup service, to the stadium in Boston. I forget what it's called. I think it's in Foxborough, something like that. I don't know. But England play Croatia on Wednesday in Dallas, at the AT&T Stadium. The Netherlands played Japan yesterday as well in that stadium too. Great game though, 2-2 draw with the Japanese. No, it's fair enough. Banana craft is not everybody's cup of tea. But when the World Cup comes around, well, even my mum watches it. And she's not big into football. Same goes for my sister. They'll only watch when the World Cup comes around, or the Euros, be it men's or women's team, of course. England teams. got a speed limit of 40 coming up soon, as we're 2 miles away from our next stop, Nuneaton. There's a nice bridge going over the tracks there. I'd quite like to have a look at that. Good sound, very good sound. It's hard to judge the scenery between the stations because you're going at such a fast speed. But even if you're on the move and in the groove at high speed, they've modelled these streets fairly well. There's houses, cars parked up, garages, gardens, look. Pavements, roads, street lights. This is good. Very good. Here's the bridge. It's interesting to me. It's a footbridge. Nice. Very nicely made. The ambiance as well is very good. Now I've got to try and catch up. Let me. Oh yes, it will. Thank you very much, game. Saves me having to load in and potentially see the game crash and burn. Alright, let's go. See if the train interestingly, there is no rail tour services with this route, which is a surprise to me. I thought it would be there. Obviously not. We got a green. Just in time. Okay, there's Nuneaton. Straight ahead. I take it we have to stop at the end of the platform or near the end of it. I'll have a sip of tea in a second.
Please be aware that opportunity operates at this station.
It's hard to locate the stopping boards. If there is any, that is. Oh yeah, I can see it. It's right there. Just under this gantry here. There we are. Alright, here we are at Nuneaton. Let's take a look around.
The train at platform 2 is the 0754 London North Western Railway service to Crewe, calling at Tamworth, Lichfield, Trent Valley, Rugeley, Trent Valley, Stafford.
Sadly, the interiors aren't modelled,
Passengers
which is a bit
intending
of
to
a
travel
shame
on this
on the
service,
platform.
please join the train now.
It's not
as
quite,
it
it
is
just
ready
trains
to
as
leave.
level.
Platform 2 for the
Where he modelled
0754
all of the stations
London
in,
North
well,
Western
near
Railway
enough all of his
service
routes
to
he's made
Crewe,
so far.
which is ready to leave.
Yeah, nice displays there, they work, that's good. Very good. Oh, I need to eat my own words there is a waiting room. but you can't get inside it. So, well, at least it's modelled, I suppose, but you can't get inside it. Surely you can. Oh no, there's a door. My mistake. Pop in. There's a collectible there for you on the windowsill. Keep off the track sign there.
For your own safety, you are reminded to stand behind the yellow
He's
line.
up here. One of those collectible things there. Toy train, I think. Platform 6 and 7 here. Bit of artwork. Nice. Oh wow. Lots of artwork. Nice. Very cool. It takes you down to these platforms there. I like these canopies here. Very modern. They look modern to me. These must be new. These platforms here. Whereas that's let's say older. Gone to the station. The lifts here don't work though, which is surprising. Do this lift work? Oh, this lift works. Strange that some lifts are modelled but some are not.
Doors open.
That lift is modelled, and same for that one too. Is this the... Okay, so that's to... Yeah, this is the exit here? Ticket office? I've noticed some blurry textures are starting to creep in now and again. Seems to have disappeared now, funny enough. I say that. Must have heard me. I think it takes at least a few seconds to load in. But you do notice it for those few seconds. Now here, this is the front car park.
24-hour
Wow,
CCTV
modelled it well out here.
is an operation at this station.
Oh, there's even a little clock tower,
Purpose of security and safety management.
which doesn't have any handles. Ugh. What's the point modelling a clock when you've got no bleating handles on it? No minutes, no seconds. Is that meant to mimic that? 4 o'clock? Maybe? It's very hard to tell. I presume it is. What's the time of the game? Just gone 8 AM. 12 o'clock. The tower's modelled nicely. Just no... Just the clock face is missing some key components. Other than that, this car park is fantastic. Look at that. There's a sign there, Nuneaton. But it's so cool that all of this interior was modelled. Even if it is, I imagine, some parts of it staff only, but it would be great to see. Well, you can rise up high here. Way. Yeah, don't look too bad, does it? Not bad at all. Does not look bad at all. Right, where's the train? That isn't ours, is it? It might be. Oh yeah, of course it is. It's over here. What's it like inside? I don't actually know. The same as it always has been for V350. Sets and trains and wheels. You've got the displays there, they work. You've got a screen there telling you where you're going to and the next stop. Obviously this isn't licensed, so you haven't got any posters and things like that, but you do have a map, and it's very much on the blurry side. Okay, Let's knock the doors and get going. Let's go to the next station stop, which is Atherstone. That is 5 miles away. Chris Martin 1000. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Just have a sip of tea a second. Once we get underway. They certainly do, no doubt about it. They're kind of like in between, like Dovetail and Just Trains, I think, in terms of quality. Like, scenery is much better than Dovetail. But I think when it comes down to stations, they just lack a little bit of detail. I mean, you know, look at the clock handles on that clock tower we just seen at our previous stop. You know, Just Trains' routes won't have errors like that, let's say. But no doubt about it, the All Aboard Studios team, ever since they've started working on the Train Sim World, they do put an awful lot of effort into it. Not just the route itself, but also the gameplay associated with that. I think the main issue with Birmingham to Crewe when it first came out was that the route was great. It looked fantastic to me. The stations were very, very nicely modelled. Scenery surrounding the stations, the Birmingham area, Wolverhampton, Crewe, etc. They had some great scenery. And they had some good little details, like even having accurate signage for, I think it was the M6 motorway that you briefly passed under, or that briefly passed over the railway. I think what let it down was the poor sounds of the Class 350 sets they had on that route, coupled with obviously the performance of the route being very much unstable. But this time, not only is this route longer, much longer, but it seems to be performing much better, which is good. And it helps that the 350-4, even though it is unlicensed, which is a shame, has better sounds. Annoyingly, they have said that the new set of sounds they recorded for the 350-4 won't be applied to the 350s in West Coast Main Line South or the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen them included that, because these are much better, crispier sounds. They've got a lot more depth to them, be it running sounds, horn, you know, beeps and things like that, safety systems. Well, we're coming up to Atherstone already. How it flies by when you're chatting away. Hopefully, maybe if they've heard some feedback from the community concerning the sounds of the 350-4, you know, saying, oh, this is great, can you port it over to the other 350 units? Maybe not the one that is on West Coast Main Line South, because that's under Dovetail's watch, but the 350-1, 2 and 3 on Birmingham to Crewe, absolutely they could do, because that is their own product. They can do what they want when it comes to updating their route. Well, I need to stop. There we go. It brakes. Where we stop? End of the platform. I'll stop there. Okay, here we are at Atherstone. Much smaller station compared to the previous stops on the line.
Trent Valley, Rugeley Trent Valley, Stafford, and Crewe.
This is Atherstone.
Please be aware that
Ticket
opportunist
machine there.
thieves operate at this station and across the railway network. Do not become a victim of crime. Please also note
Shelter there, information point,
skateboarding, rollerblading,
CCTV cameras.
anywhere else.
Good, very good. PIS boards. Look at the weeds and shrubs and bushes back here. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'd like to see some like birds maybe perched up on the wild in the trees. Maybe not animated birds, but you know. I think Dovetail did some birds perched on the red line gantries on the first Dutch route for Train Sim World, didn't they? So I'd like to see some like, you know, nests in the trees of birds, magpies, crows, you know, I don't know, sparrows, other types of birds maybe that you'd see around here. Because you'd hear a lot of birds, but you don't see them. Yes, car park's good now. Small, but efficient. Steps down to the underpass. You can see big puddles of water under here. Look at that, even a sign there, look. Trains to Tamworth, Lichfield, Stafford, Crewe, and then trains obviously going in the opposite direction to Milton Keynes and beyond.
24-hour CCTV recording is in operation at this station.
Someone's mansion there, look, or a school maybe? It's an interesting building there, what's that? That looks new to me. Don't think I've ever seen a house asset like that one before. This is the other car park here. And what's over here? I can't go that far, but is this the old station building maybe? I'm not sure. It looks fantastic though. Really, really nicely modelled. There's a station sign there, Atherstone. Oh, even a little plaque there. Association of Railway Reservation, Scotties and Ian Allen Limited. The best restored station competition winner 1985. Okay. Yes, good. Very good. I've noticed that the max speed sticker is blurred, but the rest of the cab is not. Bizarre. Because normally on Birmingham to Crewe, oh no, speaking of that, I've disappeared. Bizarre. There's a Pendolino that's storming through. Our next station stop will be Tamworth. which is here. Got some other services going on below the station to the likes of Birmingham, Plymouth, Cardiff, maybe Transport for Wales or cross country, I'm thinking. Not sure. Be interesting to have a look at that. Yeah, paragraph. I don't think we'll get the Waterloo and City line because yeah, I don't think people would like that very much because there'll be questions like, well, of all the underground lines he could have made, he chose to make that one. So I do agree. More underground lines are needed. I mean, they've had the TfL license for what, nearly 6 years, and they've still only one underground line. And we've got now 3 overground lines. The Goblin line, Barking Riverside to Gospel Oak. The what's it called now? The Lioness line, or the Watford DC line, I still call it. It goes from London Euston to Watford Junction, which is part of the Bakerloo line. And the one that's being made by just one developer, Incredible Trains, the fantastic London Overground North London line. Currently goes from Stratford to Wilston Junction, but if you have that route, we will be getting the extension to Richmond free of charge, which is great. 5 stations, and I've seen the development shots of that extension, and it looks pretty darn good. Crammed full of detail. And I also cannot wait for Incredible Trains' next brand spanking new product, the Thames Valley branches. An interesting concept. 3 branch lines, separate branch lines in one package, which is interesting. I'll be very intrigued to see how much that will cost, because I don't think we've ever had a route that consists of 3 separate, completely separate branches. So it's not like if you finish the I don't know, a service on the branch line going down to Windsor, and you're like, okay, I want to do a service on the branch that goes to, I don't know, Marlow or Henley. You can't just jump on the HST or a 166 or whatever and pop down the line to Twyford or Maidenhead. I think what you would have to do is do one of those route hopping thingamabobs. Oh, there's a station. I'm not going to stop that. What is that? That's caught my eye. What is that? That is Paulsworth Station. I do want to have a look at that. Is this a station really in the middle of nowhere? Just countryside. What's that over there? Interesting. Look at the weeds, shrubs and flowers here. Fantastic. A long platform. Oh no, no train stop here. Oh wow, okay. I am surprised. No train stop here at all. Help point there. A few boards. And that's about it really. Located at the end of a residential street. Yeah, there's not much here. Really is not much here. And this bit is overgrown, so this is out of use, obviously. So it's just one platform. It's not closed, is it? No, it shouldn't be. Look at that. Mother Nature taking over. Abandoned. Only for the nature to claim back. Fantastic. I never thought there would be a station that would have a platform that I presume is in service to this day, and one that is totally abandoned. Interesting. There's the train. I can load back in. Okay, let's get going. So there's no services at all that stop at that station. I am surprised. Yeah, nothing. Interesting. I agree, Banana Craft. I like the Long Island Railroad too, especially the Long Island Railroad commuter one, the version. You know, Dovetail's updated the route with not only a new branch going to what is it, Long Beach, but also updating the route. You know, to new lighting and weather system, clouds, and a whole new timetable, new multiple unit. So if you could get it on a discount, it's an absolute joy to operate services throughout the Big Apple. Same goes for the Northeast Corridor Metro North. Actually, I think that's a really good route. Probably the best iteration of like a route in New York that I think Dovetail has made. It's got a nice mixture of passenger, commuter services, express, freight, of course, which wasn't featured at all on the previous iteration of the Northeast Corridor, or either version of the Northeast Corridor, actually. Boston Sprinter or New York to Trenton. So whilst I think it's ludicrously expensive and nowhere near worth that price of I think it was like 33 pounds, ridiculous price really, but it is a good route. But yeah, when Dovetail do make a route from North America now and again, they certainly seem to have stepped up their game with it. Not just in terms of quality of the route, but the traction that comes with it too. Now, do I think it's worth some of the prices they put these routes at? Absolutely not. To Tamworth, our next station stop. Stop at the end of the platform. I imagine we do. Oh no, there's a stopping board there for us. Okay, here we are at Tamworth. Let's have a look around. Got some local industry here. There's the car park, pretty big car park. Even a multi-storey one. Round about there looks good. Church is in the distance there. This is obviously the main station building, which has been modelled, which is good, very good. Got the usual dovetails fictional signage. Find some ticket booths, which are closed by the looks of it. Photo booth there. These are a little bit blurry. It's a bit of a shame. Steps up here that take you
Burton on Trent, Willington, Derby, and Nottingham. Platform
which is a cross-country
for
train.
the 0828 cross-country
It's held by the
service to
noise.
Nottingham.
So this is where the cross-country trains and maybe some northern trains will come from. East Midlands maybe? Not sure. Lifts there you can use. That's cool to see that. There's another one just pulling up. That's cool. I like that. Even got PIS displays working up here.
Platform 3
So you
for
know
the
what trains are coming, when they're coming.
service to Nottingham. Calling at
There's another waiting room here. Look. Very good. Very good. So, get back in the cab. And let's skedaddle out of here. I think that would be wise. Right, the next station stop is Lichfield, Trent Valley. That station is just under 6 miles away. That is a station that I am familiar with, not in real life sadly, but in the game, because of course this would be the end, the terminus if you like, of the northern part of the Birmingham Cross City line that came out in Train Sim World 3 a few years ago. So that'll be interesting. See how that looks. I imagine very similar, if not identical. Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. Banana Craft, some of the trains and mod routes are just massively overpriced. Massively overpriced. I mean, if you compare it to some of the routes that's being made on Train Sim Classic, I know Train Sim Classic is a very old simulator now, but if you look at the amount of content that's being produced on the Steam Workshop, for example, even just free things like, you know, steam locomotives from other developers for, you know, US railroads, you know, British Railways, you name it. They produce some quality content for a very reasonable price. Dovetail just simply can't compete with. And I think the only way they can compete it is, I think, up in their game in terms of, you know, details, with the routes and the multiple units, the rolling stock they make, whatever, and prices, I think. I just think they need to be a lot cheaper, I think, personally. But unfortunately, you know, Dovetail control, you know, what they control, what they want. They can control what they want when it comes down to, you know, prices and, you know, the business, Train Sim World and all that stuff. You know, I remember people questioned, you know, specifically on, I think it was a Train Sim World roadmap stream a few months ago, and some people asked, you know, why do you have to do a yearly release now, whereas before it used to be every 2 years. I mean, that's not ideal either. I prefer it to just have one, you know, core game and stick with it for, like, I don't know, the rest of time. But, you know, Dovetail isn't going to do that. Why? Because releasing a new version of the game every single year, like FIFA, like, you know, other, I don't know, sports games even, other simulators don't really do it. The only other simulator I would think that does release maybe a new version of its own game or every 1 or 2 years would be, I think, Farming Simulator. I think. Which, yeah, other than that, they're pretty much like sports games, you know, release on a yearly basis. You know, updating the kits and, I don't know, stadiums and teams and players, and ship the next game out. And Train Sim World is very similar. Update the routes and the trains associated with those routes, and then ship the next one out. Whereas 90% of the game you're going to be playing with is, well, the same. Exactly the same. But here we are, coming up to Lichfield, Trent Valley. I think even Train Sim World 5 used to be on, what was it, the Xbox Game Pass thing, for Train Sim World 6. They chose not to add it, or, I don't know, said to Microsoft, don't add it to the Game Pass thing, I don't know. Okay, so here we are at Lichfield, Trent Valley. Familiar, yet new-ish. Let's hope anyway.
Service to Crewe. Calling at Stafford and Crewe. Will passengers intending to travel on this service please join the train
Where's
now,
the speaker?
as it is ready to leave. Platform 1 for the 0814 London North Western Railway service
dunno.
to Crewe, which is ready to leave.
There's no speaker.
With safety and comfort, this station operates a no smoking policy.
It can't be on the gantries, can it? No. So this is Lichfield, Trent Valley. And some West Midlands branding there. That's unfortunately very, very blurry. Oh dearie me. So much so I can't even read what it says other than get there and back. I presume that's nighttime branding, stuff like that. Some West Midlands Railway branding there, that's good. There's a building site here, maybe? I don't know. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Maybe it's very blurry, sadly, but some plaque Lichfield, Trent Valley, 1987. I think I can make that out. That says Glasgow and that says London. And the miles to those destinations. Cool. Got some lifts which do not work, unfortunately. And here is the West Midlands Railway 323. We're going to the likes of Bromsgrove and Redditch and Birmingham New Street, etc., etc. And there's one of those route hopping markers. So if you want to hop on the Birmingham Cross City line from here, you can.
For your safety and comfort, this station operates a no smoking policy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, these blurry textures, albeit it doesn't apply to everything. And it's not applying to the train, is it? No, it's not applying to the train. But the road markings it seems to be applying to, as well as the West Midlands Railway signage. It's very, very strange. Normally it would apply to the train and then everything else around it, and you think, well, it's the train that's causing it. I'm not sure if it is the train. I mean, it's reasonably clear, so it's confusing why that is the case. I mean, it's pretty quiet around here. There's only 2 trains here. Makes me think what Stafford and Crewe's going to be like. Oh well, other than those blurry textures kind of ruining the station a little bit, it's fairly well modelled. So let's carry on to our next station stop, which is it Rugeley or Ruggerley? I don't know, I think it's Rugeley. Rugeley, Trent Valley, I think. That is just over 7.5 miles away. And I can't believe the time. Just looked at it. It's 10:25. Where's the time gone? Good God. Absolutely flown by. Brandcroft, yours took that. Yeah, that's not good. I didn't realise that. I mean, with PlayStation, it's interesting because if you own those products on PlayStation, they will appear in the games you've played, even though they might not be available on the store anymore. And if you haven't got them installed, you can actually re-download them again, which is interesting. Because obviously, if you want to try and download, I don't know, Train Sim World 3, for example, that you haven't played in a very long time. Obviously, if you go on the online store, you can't find it. But if you go on to, I think it's the games that you've played, either that you've downloaded or not, in your catalogue on PlayStation, you can download it. But yeah, that's a bit sneaky there, that you can't carry the DLCs for free if you didn't have previous iterations. That's not very good. So imagine what you're saying is that, say you picked up, I don't know, a DLC that came out for Train Sim World 4, but you didn't buy Train Sim World 5, and you think, well, okay, well, I'll try Train Sim World 6. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You download that free, what is it, that Train Sim World starter pack thing, which doesn't come with any of the routes associated with the standard game, but you can play all the other routes and locos that you have in your collection from previous games, and you can play it on, you know, with the latest updates and things like that Train Sim World 6 introduced, like announcements or random things and all that kind of stuff. But I imagine if you didn't have a version of a route or Train Sim World 5 at all, I imagine you would have to pay for the Train Sim World 6 versions of those DLCs because you haven't played or owned any Train Sim World 5 content, even though you have owned content from Train Sim World 4. I think that's how it works out. So it's a little bit confusing, to say the least. Make me confused. Got just under 2 miles to go to Rugeley, Trent Valley. I think that's how you say it. Brakes as we're coming up to our next station stop. We better brake here. I've got a funny feeling we might overshoot the station. Let's hope the brakes are good enough. Stop. That's a short platform. Way shorter than I thought. Oh dear. Oh dear. Blimey, that's some short platforms. I thought they'd be much longer than that. That's a reasonably long platform there, but not on my side. Got a few services here knocking about. Well, 2 actually. There we go. Got one that's sat waiting for its next service. Got a bit of disused track there, look at that. Industrial area here next to the station. This is Rugeley Trent Valley. Okay, so from this platform it takes you to Birmingham International. Presume that way to Birmingham. How bizarre. So this train I'm operating looks okay, but that one is a bit very much on the blurry side. So what variant is this? That's a 350-2. So it seems the 350s from Birmingham to Crewe still generate the very awful blurry texture still, which is not good. I thought they fixed that. I mean, they did introduce a big patch to Birmingham to Crewe before this route came out to kind of well, clean the route up a bit, make it perform a bit better, and thus eliminate the blurry textures. But that doesn't seem to have worked, which is a bit of a shame. because on this train it doesn't look that bad. I don't think it's crystal clear as it should be, but it's a damn sight better than that one. So yeah, very strange. Got a few passengers here knocking around. That's obviously a sign of a penalty notice, but it's so blurry I cannot even make out what it's meant to be. I presume it's a penalty thing. Like, don't trespass on the railway or these local businesses, or I don't know. You're going to be in big trouble. You got PIS displays there. They work. Information help point. So they're pretty much surrounded by local businesses. And the smallest of car parks. How do you, Pendolino? That's how you would get down to the road. And down here is the road. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so that's Rugeley Trent Valley, or Rugeley. I presume it's Rugeley. I imagine that's how you say it correctly. And that's Rugeley Trent Valley, at least. Such a shame it's in a bit of a blurry mess, but I think it's mainly because of that particular unit on the left-hand side. I would be very keen to see if I was to say delete the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe route, I would think that all of the 350s from that route will be replaced by the 350-4s or the 350-1s, or maybe none of them, actually. I would hope one of the first two options, because then that would mitigate the problem of blurry textures by a long way. Because the class 350-1 from West Coast Main Line South is absolutely fine. It's completely fine. Same for this model. It's for this 350-4. It's not completely fine, but it's much better than the ones from Birmingham to Crewe. But it seems the ones from Birmingham to Crewe, for some bizarre reason, just really struggle with textures, like, badly. And I don't understand why. It could be because of the different liveries associated with that route. You know, it's got a British Transport Police livery, and what was it, 2 variants of green, and so it could be an issue. The next station is Stafford, of course, a station I've looked at before, so I won't look around the station. I'll carry on to Crewe. Speed limit 90 coming up. I've got a red signal coming up shortly, so I imagine there's another train in front of us. Big hill over there. So we're going to look at that. forests and trees. Oh, another tunnel. That's the third one encountered. There you go. Notice the GSMR radio has turned itself off. Switch it back on. Don't know why it does that. I think I broke it. Oh God. I can't fix it. I'll have to I think it says confirm. What does that say? I don't know what it says. Can't read it from here. We should be okay. Confirm deregister. Notice these blurry textures too. And there as well. Oh dear. What a shame. I think the GSMR radio does work accurately, which is really, really good. If that is to be the case. Let's get down the speed limit to 90. Switch the GSMR radio off. Shouldn't have turned itself off in the first place, but there you go. Switch it. I don't know if it's on or off now. No idea. Got a speed limit of 75 coming up shortly. It's already 1.5 miles away. Goodness me. We really do eat up the miles on this route rather quickly. Obviously we are really, really late, but that isn't a surprise for me. So we're about to rejoin part of the West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe. At the moment we've got a red signal, we've got to stop that. I do hope it's not because of us being late. Denied, your train appears to be off the path. How is that possible? I'm on the right track, surely. Yeah, I'm on the right track. How's that possible then? Oh, I'll come to a standstill anyway. A bit confused by that. Is there a train? There's a train in the platform. It's just about to leave by the looks of it. Pendolino. So we'll just wait until that's gone and then we can head into Stafford. Sound the horn again. Let me try that again. Sounds different. It's weird. It's like when you first sound the horn, it's like the old sounds play first. And when you go back in the cab and then jump back out again, the new sounds start playing. It's bizarre. Yeah, very strange. I noticed definitely that the horn was different. I think it's noticeable of the lower tone horn. I'll definitely try that again in a second. Let's just bring this train to a stop.
Platform 3 for the 0832 London Northwestern.
Oh, I can't sound the horn, can I?
Only.
Outside. The lower tone anyway. Let's see if I change the controller over. How do you do it? Try again. One more up here. I don't know. I know all the board studios said they carried some sounds over from the 350-1, 2 and 3. Which is weird. And then let's get going. Right, let's go to our next and final stop, which is Crewe. Which is all the way there. There's a train spotting area that you can actually go to specifically for train spotting. I forget where it was. I won't worry about the train. Well, I don't have to now. Just need to look at the map more importantly. I swear there's a part of this route which has a specific train spotting location that all the board studios even placed a little fast travel marker. Yeah, is it here? No, it's up a stone. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Somewhere around here. I've seen it. I saw it on my live stream. Where the hell is it? Ugh, it's going to bug me now all day. Where's it gone? It's not there, is it? I can promise you it is there. I've seen it. I think it's like near a farm or something. I swear it was. That's gonna annoy me. Let me have a look on the map in the on my iPad. There was a map that they produced. Does it have it somewhere? No, it doesn't, funny enough. Let me check the website. See if I can find it. It's not there. It's very annoying, that is. No, it's not in their article either, which is double annoying for me. Oh well, never mind. If I can't find it, I can't find it. There's nothing I can do. have to make some plan changes to the Class 807 I was going to do. I will run that train, but I won't drive it all the way to Crewe. I won't have time for that. I've just noticed that this has taken so long. Yeah, I haven't got much time left, so I will probably do a very short but sweet run in the Class 807, maybe from Crewe to Stafford. That'll give me enough miles to charge in a particular multiple unit. Obviously it's another variant of the Class 800 family, so very quickly, in less than what, a year, we've gone from one Class 800 train to 4 of them. One from LNER, one from GWR, and now 2 from Avanti West Coast. Crazy. And all of them will be very comfortable in the game compared to in real life. Unfortunately. But if you have enjoyed the stream so far and you like what you've seen, then I'd appreciate it if you would consider hitting the like button, and if you are watching for the first time, I'd appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. A 4-time score with the Egypt and Belgium match. No, it ended in 1-1. Okay. Okay. There's one more game tonight at 10 minutes time. Okay. I might watch the first half of it at least. I'll have to wait until my mum comes in. She's currently out, so I'll probably stick that game on when I've finished this stream. The other views you can have on here. You've got the head out left and the right panels. Do the windows work? Certainly do. They certainly do. Yep, both work. Does the wipers work? No, it's the wrong button. That's the headlights. Usual bits and bobs work, that's good. Great there. It's very hard to distinguish what's a Class 807 and a Class 805 every time you see the shape of a Class 800 coming at you. It's very hard to tell because they look exactly the same and almost identical, really. If you don't know what the main differentiations are between the Class 805 and the Class 807. I imagine it's maybe performance or length of the train or something. I don't know. Maybe one of them's an electric multiple unit and the other one's a bimotor. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'll have to look that up. We've got just over 10 miles to go to our final stop, which is Crewe. Let me just check. Class 805. Okay, so that's a bi-mode multiple unit. And the 807 is a pure electric multiple unit, I think. Let's just double check that. It is, okay. So that makes sense then. So the 805 can run on diesel power as well as overhead line equipment. Now that's actually, no, it might operate on the third rail. Can it do that? I don't know, maybe it is. It says it's a bimode multiple unit. So maybe it runs on overhead line wires as well as the third rail, maybe. Obviously the 807 is a pure electric multiple unit. No, that can't be right. Let me check again. It's yeah, the 805 replaced the Class 221 Voyagers. Yeah, okay, so that it does have a 4-stroke V12 turbo diesel engine, the 805. Okay. Obviously the 807 doesn't have that. Okay, Banana Craft, great to see you again. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I'll be doing my next live stream will be same day, next Monday, roughly the same time, 8:30 PM ish UK time. That route I'll be taking a look at is the brand spanking new West Coast Main Line Crewe to Preston. I cannot wait for that one. I mean, it looks amazing on paper and in the development shots. Cannot wait for it. So yeah, hopefully you could join me for that. If not, then take care of yourself. We've got 6 miles to go to Crewe. Where's my phone? Oh, it's on the floor. I was wondering where it was. The thing is hard to say, like if you were to ask me a question of like which route that All Aboard Studios has produced is better, it's very hard to say because you know, the West Coast Main Line West Midlands route, as I call it, or Birmingham to Crewe, that is a very commuter focused experience. It's got a bit of high speed running in there, you know, the 25-mile section from Stafford to Crewe that we're on currently, but it's also got, you know, local commuter services, you know, going to Wolverhampton and obviously going and serving the suburbs of Birmingham. Whereas this route is obviously much longer, very much focused on high speed passenger services. And even though it has the same number of stations, obviously, you know, the traffic patterns are going to be very different. Do I think this route is as challenging as West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe? I would say not. I think the only real challenge you could face is being concentrated and not getting distracted, maybe. Especially if you have a low attention span. Because yeah, if you want to do a full run of this route, you know, like a Class 350 service, it'll take you at least an hour and 45 minutes. With an 807 or a Pendolino, I have no idea. But I imagine maybe an hour. There are some services I've seen in the timetable where you can go from Crewe to Milton Keynes non-stop. I would love to know how long that would take, actually. Got a red as we're so close yet so far to Crewe, our final station stop. Oh, we got a penalty brake application. What's happened? Obviously thinks we were going to hit the red. Who was that? Who the hell just sneezed? Did anyone sneeze? I heard someone sneeze. Was it you? Did you sneeze? That was the loudest sneeze I've ever heard. Frightened me, that did. And try again.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Right, let's go. That's enabled me to should have a clear run into Crewe now. There's the Crewe engine sheds on the depot on the right hand side. Just passing. Yeah, the carriage sidings. 60 coming up. I think that 20. Ooh, don't derail. Wasn't expecting to crisscross like that. I take it we stop at the end of the platform. So a 12 coach train will be stopping on the 12th platform at Crewe. Oh, stop. Very good brakes.
Train to arrive at platform 12, terminate here.
Okay, so here we are at Crewe. It's going to be weird.
The next train to arrive
There'll
at
be
platform 9
three different
terminates
variants
here.
of Crewe in Train Sim World. One from 1958, one from the present day, and then one from 1986. It's going to be strange. Okay, let's lock those doors. Okay. So that concluded that run. Look at those levels going up and up and up. We stopped at nearly all the stations: Rugby, Nuneaton, Atherstone, Tamworth, Lichfield, Trent Valley, Rugeley, Trent Valley, Stafford and Crewe. So we missed out on 3 stations. Let's return to the main menu. Then we'll take the 807 quickly out for a spin. I'm not going to do a full length run because that'll take ages. Well, not as long as the 350-4 journeys, but it's too long for me to do. I won't have enough time for that. So we'll take. So these are the layers. 35 layers altogether. 390, 805, 807, cargo line packs. There's one here that thinks I don't own, which is the FL containers from West Coast Mainline South. Not sure why that isn't included. The Birmingham Cross City Line 323 is not included either. No idea why, even though it was on the route, and I managed to see it actually at Lichfield, Trent Valley. This from South Eastern High Speed, no idea what that's meant to be. Other than that, everything else I own really. But as far as the 350s, let's see if I can find them. Yeah, these 350s here, you can, if you disable them, they should reduce the blurry textures quite considerably, because I think they're the main reason as to why these blurry textures appear. And actually funny, the 350-1 doesn't have the Birmingham to Crewe version, which is interesting. Curious choice. So where's the 807? There it is. Let's just do one in the afternoon. I don't care where it goes from. Crewe to Milton Keynes, calling at Milton Keynes only. We'll do that one. What's that one there? Milton Keynes to Rugby. Oh, I'd love to do one from Rugby. Take us back to the end. That one there, yeah, that's a perfect one. And a bit of cloud. Hop right in. That shouldn't take too long. Okay, so this is the Avanti West Coast service from Rugby to Milton Keynes Central. Alright, let's fire this train up, shall we? So, put the master key on, set it to the forward position, set the desk illumination to high, set the lights to the dipped beam. Okay, the signal bell works. Very similar cab to a Class 802 and a Class 805. SOD isolation, DRA is already on. European train control, AWS, DSD, vigilance, and TPWS.
TPWS and AWS AWS
See what
operational.
views you've got. TMS screen, let's have a look. So the brightness button doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And that doesn't work. Wow. No functionality at all on that one. If you maintain control screen. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so you don't get any sort of speed control, which is or cruise control if you like. I think you did with the 805s. That's a bit disappointing. Unless it isn't fitted with a cruise control. Horn. Let's take a look at the exterior. It's very hard to critique it because it looks fantastic. Isn't it familiar? Anti-West Coast livery. PI's displays work correctly, which is great. It's got the appropriate stickers and signage and all that kind of stuff. Hear the passengers having a conversation, even though I think I've turned that off. Did I turn it off? Yeah, I did. Well, no, I didn't. If I turn it off. If it lets me. There we go, it goes quiet. Yeah, look at that, you got the Avanti West Coast branding. I love that, I really like that. I think the Avanti West Coast trains are some of the best in the game in terms of detail. Well, in terms of modern multiple units. As far as locomotives and multiple units from the distant past, aka just trains in stock, and even from trains from Germany, these don't come anywhere near that kind of level, but they are certainly good in terms of modern stock. Bit of weathering on the top there, you've got the fans going. Yeah, this is a great looking train. Yeah, fantastic. Really, really good. Got passengers on the trains. Some people were operating some services with no passengers on them at all. Not to be the case with this one. So this is how big is our train? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 appropriately. 7 coaches. Yeah, A, B. What is this? C, D, E, F.
Please be aware that
This should be
opportunist
coach
thieves
G right,
operate
right
at
at
this
the
station
end, I
and
think.
across the railway network. Do not become a victim of crime. Please also note
Okay, nice. Really, really good looking train.
are not permitted anywhere on the station.
They sound just like they do in real life. I haven't been on the Class 807, but I've been on the Class 802 many times, and they sound just like that. So let's see this train take off. Nice, really, really good sounds. I mean, it's very similar to the 805, other than the length of the train being different. So our one and only stop is Milton Keynes. That is 31 miles away. So in terms of the, let's say, some statistics on this particular train, the Class 807 Evro, as it's known as, first ended service in October 2024, replacing, of course, the Class 221 Super Voyager. Its maximum permitted speed is 125 miles per hour. And its braking system is pretty cool. It harvests energy when the brakes are applied, improving efficiency throughout the journey. Check the usual bits and bobs. Where's the wipers? Wipers should work. Maybe it should work. Huh? Oh. They do work, right? Position. Oh. Okay, they do work. Right. Windows? Oh no, you can't open windows on here. Silly me. Ooh, the lighting in here is cool. In the tunnel. Nice glow to it. Let's see if I can. Is the cab light on? Oh, the cab's light's on. Oh, I didn't know that. Why is that on? Where's the cab light? Why is the cab light on? There we go. Shouldn't be on in the first place. Makes me think if that 350-4's cab light was turned on, I didn't think about that. Yeah, but look at that lovely little glow from the buttons. It's nice. It'd be cool doing a service at night. And what's really cool about this route, particularly the Class 807, is that this actually adds additional services to not only Birmingham to Crewe, the new 2025 timetable that comes with the Class 805, but it also adds additional services to the 2025 West Coast Main Line South timetable, so you can run this on 3 routes straight out of the box, which is fantastic. So if you like the Class 807 and you want to run it on West Coast Main Line South or West Coast Main Line West Midlands route, you can. Albeit with the caveat, with a slight caveat that you need to own the Class 807, but that's a great DLC as well. So if you haven't got the Class 805, I'd recommend you pick that up, because that adds quite a lot to, well, 3 routes. West Coast Main Line South, Birmingham to Crewe, and this adds additional services, of course, to this timetable. More than the 807, which I'm operating at the moment. Oh, okay, I broke the train. Why? I don't know. Let me just choose the speed a second. I don't think the power's cut off. I think that icon of the brakes being put on is broken. There's no planes in the sky, or helicopters or anything like that. Would have been nice to have seen the odd plane and helicopter in the sky. Maybe even the drone, dare I say. Pendolino. also recommend getting the Pendolino. If you get that on a discount, wow, you add a lot of services to quite a few routes now. What is it? Birmingham to Crewe, this route, West Coast Main Line South, the Manchester Airport commuter. So that's 4 routes, and all of those routes have a fair big old chunk of services for the 390 Pendolino to operate. Probably well over 100 services for each route. I mean, the Pendolino adds more services than, I think, if I'm not mistaken, more than the Class 807 and the 805 combined on this route. Which is crazy to think that. Yeah, we've lost power, I've noticed it. Power's gone. How do you put the pantograph up? I do not know. They're not buttons, are they? No, they're not. I do not know. How do you do that then? Pantograph up button. There it is. Electric mode. Press the pantograph up button maybe. I imagine it would work. I really don't know. No, well, I've lost power. I don't know how, but I've lost power. I genuinely don't know how. But I've lost it. I just have to keep cruising along and just hope that we can make it to Milton Keynes. I don't know how, but we've lost power. Well, we just have to cruise all the way to Milton Keynes. We're doing 96 miles per hour, so we should be okay. How's that happened? Have we gone into diesel mode or something by an accident? I don't know. Shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. We've lost power for some reason. I don't really know why. There's no red light or anything. Red signal, I should say. Galvanizer. Interesting. Annoyingly, this route doesn't come with a manual, so I don't know how to recover the train whilst in motion without power. That isn't even explained in the tutorial, which is... yeah, I think the tutorials still don't go in depth enough about these kind of things. You know, what if you lose power on the West Coast Main Line and X, Y and Z, and that's why I think the training centre does let itself down, or falls down. Pantograph up. Is that pantograph up? It isn't down, is it? No, it's up. Pantograph is up, so I don't know what's causing it to stop. I don't want to stop in case we can't get moving again. At the moment, it doesn't want to work. Bizarre. 15 miles to go. Doesn't look like much. Screw it, I'm going to give it a go. Break it. Let's break and then see if I can fix it. Maybe it's the safety systems. Maybe they've accidentally gone off. reset a lot of them. That normally does the job, he says. Right, now do the full reset. That one, and that one, and that one.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Oh no. What a strange noise. Right, switch this back on. Electric mode, please. We're in neutral, yes. Yeah. Pantograph up, please. It's not going to move, is it? Ah, drat. I've broke it somehow. I don't know how I've done that, but... oh well. How the hell have I done that? How I broke it? Let's turn the reverser off a second. Put the brakes off. Maybe I should put the pantograph down. So the pantograph down. Pantograph is now down. Okay. Alright. Switch it on to electric mode. Hold it down for 10 seconds at least, and hopefully that will fix it. Pantograph up. Have a look up the train. Now it won't go up. Okay. Please go up. I'm in diesel mode, am I? Engine start, maybe engine stop. There we go. I think I fixed it.
TPWS and AWS operational.
It's moving. I fixed it. Brilliant. On the move. I'm going to be late then. Never mind. Put it to Milton Keynes. I don't think I'll have enough time. Well, at least I managed to get it moving again. Learn how to do that. Something on the phone. Pick it up. Shouldn't have any red signals now. Everyone should be green most of the way to Milton Keynes, which is good. Very good. increasing to 120 miles per hour. I'm going to be speeding, yes I know, but I need to get to Milton Keynes pretty quick. Plus it'll be an interesting test on the basis of science, how fast it can go. And again I've got a red ahead soon, so maybe not. Let's back off. I don't think I have enough time. I'm conscious of the time. It's, nearly 11:30 at night, so I think I'll call it a day with the 807. But it's very, very good. Best of the bunch, I think. The 350-4 is certainly an improvement compared to the 350-1, 2 and 3, certainly on the sounds department. So yeah, that's my first look at the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley route. Do I recommend it? I would say yes. I would wait for a discount, and I'd wait for maybe 1 or 2 patches to come out. It's in much better condition, performance-wise, compared to the Birmingham to Crewe route, there's no doubt about it. Despite the fact you've got less playable services, you've got more services overall, like AI included, than Birmingham to Crewe. On the molding stock, it's very, very similar, really, to the Birmingham to Crewe and the West Coast Mainline South routes. 350-4 operates well, looks good inside and out, barring the blurry textures, obviously, that still occasionally crop up thanks to the 350-1, 2, 3 that appear on this route. The route detail was phenomenal, fantastic, really, really good detail. Is it as good as Just Trains' details? I don't think so. I think there's some, Just Trains' routes have more detail, I think, than this route, but it's fantastic route, a great service variation. Passenger freight, not as much, but freight is there if you have all of the like freight packs and 66s, then you'll have a great time on this route. And if you like high speed passenger operations, and particularly Avanti West Coast, which has a lot of services, there's no doubt about it, be it the Pendolino, the 805, the 807. If you like those trains, you'll have fun on this route, there's no doubt about it. So yeah, I think this is a better route than Birmingham to Crewe overall. It's longer, same amount of stations, more gameplay for you, lots of collectibles to find, as you can see displayed on the screen there. So yeah, this is a great route, the best route that all of our studios have made so far. They're making small steps, which is great, towards that Just Trains kind of level, not just with the route but the rolling stock as well. So yeah, this thoroughly deserves I think an 8 out of 10 is fair. exactly the same as Birmingham to Crewe. This is a great route, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I'll be nice. So yeah, I recommend you get this on the discount. It's a great route to drive and explore. So that concludes this first look at the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.